that he has to, be fighting.
Good counter right hand there from Munguia, and down goes Corey.
Just like that. That's an arm punch that Corey is throwing with that left hand, so Munguia has no respect for it anymore. That body shot hurt Corey as well.
And it certainly did. Down goes Corey. He takes a knee. His head no, and that is...
If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and enjoy the show. What's up, fight fans? This is Johnny. Welcome to my channel. And today we're going to be breaking down some statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning Jaime Munguia. Guys, we know Munguia is coming off his victory against John Ryder, in which he knocked him out in the 9th. A tough Ryder. John Ryder's been around a bit, but he is the same guy who fought Canelo and went the distance with him. And the reason for this video, a lot of the people in the boxing groups are matching and pairing Munguia up with Canelo. People are saying this fight may go down in May 4th. And a lot of the people who are anti this fight, basically Benavidez fans, because they want to see Canelo fight David, are saying that Munguia's resume is trash, that he fights a bunch of tomato cans. And this gave me the idea about, well, let's see. Let's go through the statistics. And today we're going to go over Munguia's last 10 opponents. What we're going to do is add up his strength of schedule, and the way we're going to do that is add up his win-loss records of his opponents on the night that they fought Munguia. Before we do that, let's talk about some of the stats that we do know. Jaime Munguia is undefeated. He's 43-0 with 34 knockouts. This guy, fight in and fight out, say what you want about him. I love watching Munguia fight. He's still young, 27 years old, but every time we see him, we see that he keeps adding things to his repertoire. The one thing that we can be sure of, he is a knockout artist. He has a 79% knockout to win ratio. He is currently ranked number 3 middleweight in the world. He's hailed from Tijuana, Mexico, and he's a 6-foot orthodox fighter. He's rangy, and he knows how to use it in a fight, and he always welcomes a dogfight. That's why sometimes I get confused with his detractors, but hey, we can't like every fighter, and I understand that. One thing I want to explain, if you haven't tuned into any of these stats videos yet, is we are adding Munguia's opponent's record on the night that they fought him. For instance, when he fought Gabriel Rosado came to that fight with a record of 26-13. After the fight, Rosado was 26-14. So we're adding those records up on the night that they fought Munguia. And we're going to take this all the way back to 10 fights ago when he fought Alate, who was 40-3, knockout in the 4th. O'Sullivan, 30-3, knockout in the 11th. Johnson, 21-2, knockout in the 6th. Zerameta, 21-1, knockout in the 6th. Rosado, 26-13, UD 12. Ballard, 21-0, knockout in the 3rd. Kelly, 26-2, knockout in the 5th. Gaston, 21-5, knockout in the 3rd. Derevyanchenko, 14-4, UD in the 12th. Ryder, 32-6, knockout in the 9th. And if we add all of this up, we come up with a statistic: 252 wins versus 39 losses, which gives Munguia an 87% strength of schedule, which is fairly high. Over his last 10 fights, you could tell the kid is getting better, and he's getting matched up with opponents who are either near him, close to him. In some cases, some people picked Derevyanchenko to beat him, and he wasn't successful. Munguia is still undefeated, and this is the job of the promoters, the coaching staff, to see where their fighter is at and pair them up with a guy that they think will be a good matchup. If you look at Munguia's record dating all the way back to some of his first few fights, yeah, he was fighting guys with records of 0-4, 6-20, 0-6, 3-10. But like I said, as you keep climbing that ladder and you keep winning, you're facing the best in the world. So is his resume over the last 10 filled with world champions? No. But does that say that Munguia isn't going to become a world champion? Not at all. The kid has all the attributes: tall, rangy, knockout artist who doesn't know what it's like to lose. His last 10, he's 10-0, 8 knockouts, and he's beaten 1 undefeated fighter. When I look at his last 10 guys, the one fight that jumps off the page for me is the Ukrainian Derevyanchenko fight. Derevyanchenko was going into that fight 14-4, and he did take him the distance, and I want to go over this fight a bit more in detail. Guys, this was a back and forth war, and this really showed me the heart of Munguia. He's going to put himself in danger to land one, but he also has a chin on him. In the midst of a seesaw slugfest, Munguia saved his best theatrics for the end in a fight of the year contender against Derevyanchenko. Down by a point on 2 scorecards heading into the 12th, Munguia dropped Derevyanchenko with a brutal, debilitating body shot to flip the cards in his favor to score a UD. Guys, that's what boxing is all about. When you're down on the cards, are you able to dig deep and pull something out of a hat? And Munguia did just that on this night. He was awarded scores of 115 to 112, 114 to 113, and 114 to 113. All 3 judges scored every round the same for the 12-round fight except the 3rd. Without the knockdown, at best, the vulnerable Munguia could have walked away with a majority draw if only he won the 12th on both Villarreal and Berrigan's cards and had not dropped Derevyanchenko. Before the theatrical 12th, both boxers displayed incredible bravery and exchanged plenty of powerful shots. It was a war. They both also showcased chins of granite, but it was the body that filled Derevyanchenko, who fell yet again in a close and competitive clash. Until the fight slipped through his hands, the technician was masterfully piecing up and tattering Munguia for significant stretches in the main event fight that took place at the Toyota Arena in front of 8,000 fans. Both fighters were making their super middleweight debut in a bout that headlined on Golden Boy Promotions. With the fight still hanging in the balance, Munguia landed a right hand that stopped Derevyanchenko in his tracks, and he followed up with a hard body shot to the middle of the stomach in the 11th. Munguia connected with a hard left in the opening 10 seconds of the last round, but it was the knockdown he scored soon after that saved him from a possible disastrous loss. Derevyanchenko appeared gassed after he got up, but he was able to gather himself, hold, and grab Munguia's legs to topple over him as they both fell. He ran and avoided engaging for the rest of the round as he tried to recover from the knockdown. One thing I should mention, guys, during the pre-fight build-up, De La Hoya did mention that this would be a fight of the year contender, and it was just that. And anyone out there who's calling Munguia a bum, I'd have to question if they've ever seen him fight, because this guy gives the fans everything he has every time he fights. We know he wants a war. We know he's up for a fight. We know he's going to be there in the pocket. We know he has power, and we know he has a knockout artist. This upcoming fight, if it does get signed against Canelo, I'm definitely going to be tuning in. Guys, if you want me to feature one of your favorite fighters, one of your favorite fights, or an upcoming matchup with the statistics, let me know in the comment section below.